Hey guys, so today is Friday and I am finally back from my vacation. I had a good time. It was definitely a lot of stuff to be doing compared to what I'm used to, because I'm used to basically being in bed most of the day and then, getting up and maybe going out for maybe half an hour kind of thing. It was basically like every single day we were doing something. We were going to the beach, or we were going to a different little town, or going shopping and stuff like that. So it took a lot out of me, but I'm really glad that I kind of forced myself to do it on some days, because it was fun. And it was good to be able to um, do more than I'm normally able to, even if it meant having some days where I was stuck in bed. So yeah, that went really well. I guess it kind of showed me really what I'm capable of, because I kind of didn't think that I would be able to do anything while I was there. I figured if I would go to the beach, I might last an hour and then, the sun would get to me and I'd have to go home. But I really surprised myself with all the things I was able to do. There's days where I was at the beach for 3 hours, and obviously I'm not standing that whole time. I was lying down a lot of it, but just being in the sun is normally pretty hard for me. So it was pretty crazy that I was able to do that. And then, like, going shopping, I went shopping for like 2 hours straight at one point, and it's just like I have no idea how my body was able to do that stuff. But I'm really thankful that I had such a good potsy week that week, because it would have sucked having to sit in the motel room the entire time while everyone else went out and did fun stuff. And that kind of brings me to something that I wanted to talk about, which is kind of ups and downs, and how you feel when you're in an up and how you feel when you're in a down kind of thing. Just before I left for Maine, I was doing really bad, and I was really, really stressed out, and I felt like I wasn't going to be able to go on the trip, and if I was able to go on the trip, I wasn't going to be able to do anything once I got there, and I was just really freaking out, and it kind of made me realize how well I've really been doing. I didn't really think I was doing that well these past few months. Ever since it kind of went downhill in October, I haven't really come back all the way to where I was, I don't think. But, and I guess I was always just kind of looking at it like that, like, oh, well, I'm not back to where I was, and thinking of it negatively, and thinking I just wanted to get back to where I was. But then I had that bad week before I left, and it just put things into perspective for me, because I realized how far I've come since back in October when I was doing horribly in the winter. And it's just, I'm so, so thankful, because sometimes it takes a week like that where you're feeling completely horrible to really show you what you're capable of when you're just having a regular kind of bad day. Because I have a lot of bad days, but I don't have a lot of days where I'm so bad that I literally cannot get out of bed at all and stuff like that. And those days really kind of make me grateful for, the days when, even though I'm in bed all day, I'm able to get out and, like, make my meals and, maybe go for a walk around the block, things like that. Just tiny little things that, normally you wouldn't think would classify as a good day or a good thing, or an accomplishment, but it really, really is when you think about the days where you can't do anything at all. So I think that's kind of what I've been trying to hold on to, even though I've been having good days lately. I just remember that I have the bad ones that are really, really bad. And, sometimes if you have a few good days in a row, or a few good weeks in a row, or a few good months, even if they're not that good, even if they're just, not being in the hospital, you not being bedridden kind of thing, you can kind of forget that it could be so much worse, and you need to be so grateful that you're at least able to, get out of bed and do a few things, even if it's not even close to where you'd want to be, ideally. So that's what I've been thinking about a lot, and I've just been really reminding myself every single day that everything that I'm able to do is just such a blessing. There are just so many people that, you know, with POTS and with other chronic illnesses that are going through worse days than us, and, you know, we think, oh my god, like, this is the worst day. I think for me personally, it's like I set standards for myself, and if I'm not, you know, feeling up to my standards, then it's not a good day. But I don't think that's a very good way to look at it. I think we just need to take each day and be grateful for what we're able to do those days. And on the days when we're feeling completely crappy and can't even get out of bed, we just have to remember that the good days are going to come. Because I know when you're in one of those ruts where you're just in bed constantly for, you know, first it's a few days, then it's a week, then it's a couple weeks, and it just feels completely hopeless, and like you're never going to get out of this rut. You're going to be stuck in bed for the rest of your life. And that happens to me almost every time I get into a bad rut. I mean, logically I tell myself this isn't going to stay like this. Like, I'm not going to be bedridden for the rest of my life. I'm going to have good days again. But, you know, the way your body's feeling, you physically cannot even begin to imagine feeling well enough to go outside or, you know, make your own meals or do anything really. And it can get really scary when you're going through a time like that. I know we've all kind of this month had some bad times. And I don't know. I guess my question for you guys this week would be, how do you deal with it? What is your thought process when you're going through, you know, a week like that where you just can't get out of bed? Like, for me, I tend to be, I guess I'm a bit overly dramatic about it because I get really worked up and it really starts to bother me because I feel like this is how it's going to be from now on. I'm never going to get out of this. And even though I've been dealing with this for 6 years, I mean, I've never been able to break that mindset. I've never been able to just 100% know and feel that I'm for sure going to get better. There's always that doubt where you're like, well, what if this is it? What if, you know, I don't get better this time? What if I'm bedridden for the rest of my life? And it just sounds so ridiculous to say, but when you're in that moment, it's completely different. And like, I can't even explain it because it's like people around me, even my friends and my family, are saying, you're going to get better. Don't worry about it. Like, this is just a bad day. It's going to go away. And I can tell myself that. And I feel like I need to believe that. But sometimes it just, you cannot comprehend how that's possible. And other people don't understand because the only time you feel that way is when you're actually in the moment. And you can't really just, you know, explain to them how it feels because it sounds dumb. I mean, it sounds stupid to say, well, no, I think I'm going to be bedridden for the rest of my life. I mean, it's almost an irrational fear, I guess, but I mean, it's just completely different when you're in that moment and you're bedridden and you honestly feel like this is never going to go away and it's never going to improve and this is it. So, now that I have rambled on about this for the past, I don't even know how long, I'm going to answer you guys' questions. I guess I can't remember all of them, but Candace, the loaded questions game that you had played for us, my question was, what's one word you would use that doesn't describe yourself? And for me, there's a lot of words that don't describe me. I guess one would be quiet. I don't know. Everyone always says that I'm super loud, and ever since I was little, I've always been super loud. And it's so weird because I never feel like I'm loud, but everyone's always like, calm down, like, keep your voice down. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I'm just talking normally, but apparently not. So, quiet isn't something that I would use to describe me. Okay, that's the only question that I can really remember. Actually, I don't think there were any others, but girls, I hope you're all feeling better. I know we've been having some hard times, but I definitely believe that this is going to pass and we're all going to have a good August. The month's just starting, so hopefully we're all starting to feel better and we have a good month. Alright, I'm going to end this now because I think it's way too long, as usual. So I'll see you girls next week. Bye.